Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the October 9th, 2022 City of Springfield License Commission meeting. I'd like to open the meeting at 5:32 p.m. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for the Springfield Board of License Commissioners hearing held on Wednesday, October 26th. Did all commissioners have an opportunity to review the minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions or corrections?
On the second order of business, it says that the Pride operating was represented, licensee appeared pro se, and I believe they had a team of attorneys representing them. So I think that should be at least reviewed.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take a look at it, Peter. That's the second order of business?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Peter. Anything else? No. Okay, so I make a motion to approve the minutes from the License Commission hearing from Wednesday, October 26, 2022, after the correction on the second order of business.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Cade.
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Thank you.
Madam Chairwoman, I'm going to ask that you drop down to informational hearings number 2 for Fuego.
Yes.
So a little out of order.
Okay. So we'll go into informational hearing, Fuego Sports Bar LLC, DBA Fuego Sports Bar located at 885 Carew Street. No current manager of record on site. Who's here representing Fuego?
Good evening, Attorney Sean Allen.
Good evening, Attorney Allen.
So I had contacted Attorney Days just briefly today and went into the license board and spoke to someone that assisted me with some information. So they contacted me today. Their manager, as you know, typed a two-sentence letter on 9/29 and I think mailed it to the commission or the license board. And then they got it a week later, or like 4 or 5 days later. I don't want to say 7 days. They learned that he quit, and they immediately then contacted the license board to inform you of it. Their plan is to have Anna Guzman, who's the managing Angie, I apologize. Angie, I'm sorry, Angie. Become the manager, and we're in the process of doing the application, and I anticipate having the ability to be able to file it by tomorrow afternoon. There's just some additional information like a birth certificate and stuff that I wasn't able to gather today. And there was one prior matter, and you need the specific date to go on the application that had occurred with the board in the nature of that violation. I think it was a noise. So that's, or otherwise I would have been able to, I was shooting to get it in today by the end of the day. So I was wondering if you had any questions. She's here, but if you'd be inclined to just give us the next available date, and I will have the application file with the local board, and we'll go to the ABCC, and but they are in the process of doing it.
Okay.
Okay, Attorney Allen, though, I guess the question would be, in the interim, while they don't have a current manager of record, who is in charge of the establishment? Because that's what the commission would be concerned about.
And it will be Ms. Guzman. So I made sure that she was here to answer any questions that you have.
Commissioners, any questions?
How long have you been working there?
Is gonna be a year.
So you've been there a year now?
Yeah, we've been in business since the end of November.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you're there as the manager of record when they're all hours they're open, or?
like 30 hours.
30 hours on the busy nights, Friday night and Saturday night?
Yeah.
We had an incident of a prior manager kind of disappearing at 6 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, and but
I haven't heard anything. I don't know what happened. I guess we didn't agree on a lot of things, so, but he never gave a notice or anything.
Are you the owner, Angie?
Yes,
You
yes.
are, okay. Okay. Any other questions from the commissioners or suggestions?
Well, our next commission meeting would be the 30th, which is the renewal meeting. Can we, usually a change of manager is very quick. Can we put this on for the 30th?
Yes.
Whatever, sure, whatever date it is.
Is it the 30th or is it the 23rd?
The 30th is a Wednesday, right? November 30th?
Right, but
the
it's the
last,
23rd.
last
Yeah.
business day of November is our second meeting in November.
I thought we did the second and the fourth Wednesday.
Yeah, so the next meeting would be Thanksgiving Eve.
We never have a meeting on Thanksgiving Eve. So, but we have to have a meeting on the 30th to vote on the renewals. And our second meeting in November is usually the last business day of November.
I don't know, Peter. I think sometimes we have two meetings and then we just do renewals on the 30th.
Oh, well, okay, can do that.
Yeah. So it's up to the commissioners. We can meet on the 23rd as well as the 30th. Or if you want to drop down to the 30th and include any pressing matters on the 30th, that can be done also. So what's your pleasure?
I'm fine either day. Commissioner Cade?
How would you think that we could do the 30th if there's any pressing issues, and as long as it's not overwhelmingly, a lot of information or a lot of violations or whatever? That would be my. That's what I would like to do. If I don't know what about other commissioners, but
Okay.
we can do
Commissioner
everything
Ramirez
on the 30th. That would be great.
on the 30th, okay. Commissioner Ramirez?
Besides me trying to bake a turkey, I'm good on the 30th.
Okay. Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio
I'm fine. I think we should just move everything to the 30th.
to the 30th, okay. And Peter? And I agree as well. Okay, so we'll move Fuego Sports Bar to November 30th. We'll continue it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is that a motion, Madam Chairwoman?
So are we making motions under informational hearing?
Yeah, because we're gonna actually move it. This will become a actually a new petition or change of manager at our next.
Okay. Okay, so I make a motion, we move the Fuego Sports Bar LLC DBA Fuego Sports Bar located at 885 Peru Street, no current manager of record on site, to our next meeting on November 30th, 2022.
Second,
Commissioner Cade?
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton?
yes,
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio?
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Okay, we'll see you back on the 30th.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, go back to new petitions. The first petition is for a change of DBA for Delicias and Catering Corporation, DBA from Delicias Restaurant to Khan's Food and Drinks located at 1333 Boston Road, Derek Crespo, manager of record.
Hello, commissioners. How you doing tonight?
Good, how are you, Mr. Crespo?
I would turn on my camera, but I'm having difficulties on my computer, so it's getting you already know my face, but I'm trying to fix this as well as share the PowerPoint to show you the PowerPoint that was requested by Commissioner Signator last meeting.
Okay. Okay, so I know we did look at a little bit of your presentation. You weren't done with it. So what do you want to tell us about, what what your plan, I know we talked about it last meeting a little bit. But if you if you want to talk about it again, please.
So, the new business, because again, this is gonna be a new business, a new concept and everything. We're gonna be focusing on on a restaurant, not on the bar side, like well, mostly it was last time. So we have a menu that I had in my presentation here to show you guys, but I am having technical difficulties with Zoom. We also are trying to encourage our patrons to a family-friendly environment. So a place where people can come as a family, or just to have a grub and then a drink to watch a game.
Okay.
Derek, do you want us to move on to the other agenda items if you want to work on your presentation, and we'll come back to you?
Sure, that works for me.
Okay, can you just let us know when you're ready? Well, if you turn your camera on, we'll know you're ready.
All right, thank you.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
With that being said, we'll move to petition number 2 for transfer of license from JEA Inc., DBA Liberty Package Store located at 747 Liberty Street from Pioneer Spirit Inc. to JEA Inc. Zachary, I'm sorry, but I am not going to be able to pronounce your last name, manager of record.
Munamni.
Name, okay.
And the address, is it 747 Liberty or 747 Carew?
It says 747 Liberty Street.
Oh,
No,
it's
Carew Street.
supposed to be 747 Carew.
Okay, I'll make that change. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's on the corner, right, of Liberty
Yeah.
and Carew?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Okay, so what is your presentation, Mr. Name Nema.
Munamni.
Unamni. We're gonna get that right.
There we go.
Yeah, my name is Gus Munamni. I'm the present owner of Liberty Package Store, operating under Pioneer Spirit Inc. And Zach Munamni is my son. He's been with Pioneer Spirit for almost 12 years now.
15.
Well, actually 15. Manager of record for the past 3 years.
3 or 4 years, I believe.
Yeah. And I'm almost 71 years old. I'm retiring, so I'm passing on the business to my son. He's buying it from me. We have purchase and sale agreements, and I am also financing some of the sale
sale.
price. We have a contract.
Yeah. We formed a new corporation to purchase the business.
Right. So,
So we're seeking a license transfer from the current corporation to the
new corporation.
Okay. And Zach, your dad said you've been manager of record for 3 years now?
It was 3 or 4 years ago, I believe I
Yeah.
took over as manager of record of the current.
Okay, okay. So, the whole, you have to be tip certified, anybody the staff that is there now, are they gonna be the same staff? Are you bringing in new staff?
No.
Any of that, nothing's
Staff is
changing?
all staying, yeah, nothing's changing. The
Nothing's
staff is
changing, yes.
staying the same. The building's staying the same. Nothing's getting moved, changed, renovated. It's merely just
The inventory staying, everything's staying.
everything's staying.
Okay, okay. Any questions from the commissioners?
No, any questions?
I think for the first time that I can remember, a neighborhood council has actually reached out to me asking if they could support a licensee. And I think that speaks volumes for Gus and Zach's management of both of their package stores.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, they did send a letter of support.
Do you have it there?
I did have it in my
I have.
hands.
You want me to read it?
Could you please?
Yeah.
I did have it in my hands.
November 8th to Rosa Espinosa Chair, Springfield License Commission, 36 Court Street, regarding 747 Liberty Street, JEA Incorporated, DBA Liberty Package Store. Dear Ms. Espinosa, on behalf of the Board of the Hungry Hill Neighborhood Council, we are in support of the request for a transfer of license for JEA Incorporated. This package store has been a long-time business in the Hungry Hill, Liberty Heights neighborhood. It has been family-owned for many years and will continue to be with the transfer of this license. As a neighborhood business, that has been a supporter of the neighborhood. We applaud them in keeping their business in the family and in the neighborhood. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Sincerely, Catherine Mossy, President. And
Very good.
it pays to be a good neighbor. I tell all the new licensees that.
It sure does. It
Mm.
sure does. Any other questions from the commissioners, comments? No?
No.
Okay. Well, I'd like to make a motion to accept the transfer of license from JEA Inc., DBA Liberty Package Store located at 747 Carew Street from Pioneer Spirit Inc. to JEA Inc. Zachary Munami, manager of record.
Second,
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Congratulations, Zach.
Thank you.
Good
Congratulations.
luck.
Congratulations on your retirement, Gus.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Now I can go fishing.
Yeah.
all right. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Um, uh, can I jump to number 3, Attorney Days?
Sure.
I just don't know if one is gonna take a little bit longer. Okay, so for informational hearing, No Malt Extract LLC DBA One Way Brewing located at 112 Long Meadow Drive, Long Meadow, Mass. Jason Zitzo, event planner, event to be held at the South End Community Center on November 19th, 2022, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. has requested a 1-day beer and wine license.
Okay, Madam Chairwoman, I just have one correction. It's actually 112 Longview Drive.
Longview?
Yes.
Okay,
I don't think there's a Long Meadow Drive in Long Meadow. There's a Long Meadow
There's-
Street, but not a
There's
drive.
not. Thank you. I was going to make that correction as well.
Okay. Very
okay,
good.
thank you. Longview. Okay. Mr. Titso, the floor is yours.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Jason Titso, and as put forth in the application, I'm here representing One Way Brewing. And basically, we're a small brewery and tap room located in Long Meadow, Mass. And we've been asked by Pioneer Valley Professional Wrestling to be a beer vendor at their event on November 19th at the South End Community Center. And so that's what I'm here for tonight, to try to get the 1-day license.
Okay,
Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, yeah.
any questions from the commissioners?
So what is the licensed area? Is it the entire South End Community Center indoors?
I believe they're going to hold the event in their gymnasium. So it would just be in that area. They have a convention area sectioned off. We would just be one booth. We would, all of our servers, which would be me, my business partner, and possibly my wife, we're all tip certified. We would be handing out wristbands after IDs are checked, let's say, for identification purposes. So anybody with a wristband would then be eligible for alcohol. And then anyone who did not have a wristband, obviously would not be served.
What is going to be available for alcohol, beer and wine, or just beer?
Just beer. We're just a small brewery. We'll probably have 3 different varieties of beer. It's kind of basically just to highlight, our business and what we're all about, and also provide service to Pioneer Valley Professional Wrestling.
Will there be non-alcoholic beverages available for sale?
Yes, there is. There's other vendors that will be there, and I believe I don't know if the South End Community Center will be selling products, or if there's another vendor from Pioneer Valley Professional Wrestling that will be selling.
If I can jump in, I'm Cameron Coe. I'm from Pioneer Valley Pro Wrestling. I'm the marketing director for PvP. So just to answer that question, the South End Community Center is running the general concessions for the building. One Way Brewing would be the only food or drink vendor there. Otherwise, the South End Community Center will be selling food, soda, juices, water, things like that.
Will One Way Brewing's beer be in a distinctive One Way Brewing cup?
Yes.
Yes. So a police officer, if there's going to be one, is going to be able to tell that that's beer in that cup because it's going to say One Way Brewing or something on it?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Are there going
Yes,
to be
what's
police
the-
officers?
Mr. Tisso, are there going to be any police officers?
I didn't plan on having any. That's more of a question for Cameron. Cameron, do you plan on having?
I believe the building usually for these kind of events has at least one. And then as part of our deal with bringing in One Way Brewing, they're actually bringing in more of their own staff as well for
Hey, Mr.
monitoring.
Mr.
as
Cole,
well
let me
as
just
later.
interrupt you for a second. Can you put your camera on so we can see you?
I do not, my camera is not working at the moment, unfortunately.
Okay.
I apologize for that. But yes, so they are bringing in additional staff as well. So that was part of the negotiation I did with them. So they're going to have a whole bunch of additional staff, making sure people know the right place to go. We're going to try to keep them in opposite corners as well. The beer and the general concessions. So the general concessions is inside the lobby right as you come in, and the beer is going to be in the complete opposite corner of the gym to avoid any confusion and anything like that as well.
So beer cannot leave the gym?
The beer is going to stay in the gym.
And who's going to prevent the beer from leaving the gym?
Well, they're going to have their staff at the doors. I'm going to have my own staff at the doors as well.
Okay.
So we're going to tell people that's where the beer's staying.
And you said the possibility of one police officer?
I believe so. I'd have to confirm with them, but I believe for events they usually do. They usually do that. They run, the venue itself.
Okay. Any other questions from the commissioners?
Yeah, just how many
Yes.
people will be serving? How many people will be serving?
Can you repeat your question?
How many people will be serving?
So,
Me?
Cameron, do you want to kind of give them an estimate of what you have for,
Yeah,
People
we're
that'll be
looking
coming
at
through that?
about total fans wise, there's probably going to be about 500 to 750 tops fans in the building. That is not including all the people that can be served, because a lot of the people will be obviously children. There'll be children there, adults, families. So all I have is the raw numbers of the amount of people that we're expecting to be there.
and if I could add to that, just from my experience of doing other events, brew fests, private parties, stuff like that. On average, these kind of events, usually it's about 100 to 150 people that you actually end up serving. 200 would be a a pretty busy night. But I would say that if it's 500 people, then I would say that I doubt it would be 40% of the crowd. I would say it'd be probably more 25 to 30% based on my experience.
Okay. Any other questions?
No.
Yes, what time is this going on? What's your time you're gonna be serving?
The event starts at 5 and it will be going till 10. We would probably stop serving before the event ends, to allow people to, get some water, hang out, and, so probably maybe about 9 o'clock we would do last call.
Yeah, at least before the main event. And I'm actually the ring announcer for the promotion as well. So I will actually be making that announcement on the microphone, letting people know when that is, so there's no confusion as well.
Well, the
Okay.
application says 5 to 10. Are you saying it's not going to be 5 to 10? It's going to be 5 to 9?
I was the one that filled out the application. I just did it at the length of the event, not necessarily thinking that we would be serving until 10 o'clock. So I apologize for that. Yes, I would say that would be right. Karen, when you say the final match would be right around 9 o'clock?
Yeah, it does vary on how long the show ends up being. So sometimes, every match is slightly different length in time, but I'd say between 9 and 9:30. The main event would definitely go at least a half an hour between entrances and everything like that, that we do. So you're looking at before 10 o'clock for last call. I think the intention of putting through 10 o'clock was just that people might still have a beer in hand, obviously, if they're drinking it slowly or something like that.
Okay.
All right.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Okay. Attorney Days, so the application will be changed to read from 5 p.m. to 9:30?
No, I think it can stay to 10 o'clock. I mean, it sounds like the event will end by 10, but they're just gonna do an earlier last call. So I don't think there's any
Leave
need
it
to
at-
really change the application.
Okay,
Okay,
okay. Well, thank you for your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you for hearing us.
Thank you.
Are we voting to approve this?
Yeah. So,
Sorry about that. I make a motion to approve the no malt extract LLC DBA One Way Brewing located at 112 Longview Drive, Long Meadow, Mass. Jason Sitso, event planner, event to be held at the South End Community Center on November 19th, 2022, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. For beer and wine.
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Okay.
and is
Hello.
Officer Delamarta on the call?
Barry?
Yes, I'm here, Alicia.
Okay, so you'll notify the licensee about the number of officers or what's needed with respect to the police department?
I will check with the deputy chief and says, there may already be, I was looking in our telestaff today. I think there's already an officer, a job for that location on that date. And I'll verify that tomorrow when I.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Barry. Okay, thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you. Can I just add real quick, just for everybody's knowledge, if you guys do want to come down to One Way Brewing, 112 is not, that's our corporate address, but our actual location of our brewery is 807 Maple Road, Long Meadow. So
807 Maple Road, you said?
yes, in Long Meadow.
Okay.
That's
Good to know.
I'm sorry, that's where your brewery is?
Yes, but our office, like, our no malt extract, the corporation actually is out of 112.
Next
The
to Lee's,
LLC is based, but
it's next to
but-
Lee's Brothers, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, and
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Thank you for that information.
All right, thank you very
Not
much, and
gonna
I
show up at
appreciate it.
your house for a beer.
Good night.
That's right. Have a good night.
Okay, good night. I think I saw Derek.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt. Yes, I'm here. So
Okay,
I fixed Zoom, so I'm gonna just open up the PowerPoint for you.
okay.
All right, so I'm just gonna share my screen now. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I'm still, okay. So this is our logo. And the concept that we're trying to build upon, I don't know, I'm still, okay, now it's better. So this is our logo, and this is the beginning of the presentation. About us, we are located in the heart of Boston Road, as you know, in Springfield, Massachusetts. We are trying to make this spot a American, I don't want to say a sports bar, but that's basically the concept. We are going to be making burgers. We're going to make specialty fries. We're gonna have American beer. We're gonna have a broad selection of beers, and wine. But what I mean is, we're gonna be concentrating more on a family-friendly environment, as I said. We will also be preparing every dish from scratch. We're gonna use top quality products to create our dishes. So that way we're going to have a unique flavor, and we're going to be very competitive on the prices and on the quality of our food. Our goal is to provide the Springfield community with a family restaurant where our patrons will enjoy various commodities, such as our patio. I don't know if any of you have been to the restaurant, but we have a very beautiful patio that we built, and we're gonna try to make it as family friendly as possible. Obviously, with menu selection for kids, for adults, and obviously we're gonna be having the bar, which it's already there. If you would like to see, this is our menu. The prices are not set yet. We're trying to get those by the end of this week, but this is our menu. If you'd like to take a look, just let me know when.
Okay.
So our hours of operations, we will not open Mondays because obviously I'm gonna be there all of the hours. So we're not gonna be open Mondays. It's gonna be my day off, and then we're gonna open from Tuesday to Sundays from noontime to 2 a.m. in the morning. It's our goal. Did the commissioner have any questions? I know it's not a pretty big PowerPoint, but it's basically going to be the same space. And we're just changing the concept to a more family-friendly environment. And we are trying to change all the noise disturbances that happened in the past. As I told you last time, we are removing the speakers. That has not been done yet, but it will be before we open. We're going to be putting the small sized, like phone sized speakers. We're also going to be using the mirror speakers, which they are not loud, but they are pretty. It's going to be audible for people to speak without having to raise their voice.
I have a question, Derek. You said that you'll be using the patio. And I know that in the past, we've had problems with the neighbors, like you mentioned, you acknowledge the noise and you know, so on. So what exactly is gonna happen in the patio? You know, and is there any music in the patio that it's going to create a problem with the neighbors?
No, so we're not planning to put any speakers on the patio. Like, I mean, they're not, they are, we don't have speakers on the patio. We're not planning to put them either because that would be an investment with the weather and it's not feasible. So the patio is only going to be used. We have water fountains on the patio. So that's all you're going to hear other than people talking when they're eating outside. We don't plan to put any music nor any entertainment outside.
I know, Derek, we did get a complaint. It wasn't the music, it was the loud speaking of some of your guests. And I think
Yes.
You probably still might have a problem with it. But the patio, you used to rent that out as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so if there's a reception and someone would like to come with a mobile unit for sound, are you going to allow that?
We're not going to allow any sounds because again, we are trying to fix the noise problem. You know, we're not trying to come here again and you know, and argue whether we had noise or not. We just want that to stop at all. So we're not going to be allowing anybody to use to put any music or mobile music on the patio. The patio is going to be used for dining and maybe people having conversations. Now, we're going to try to keep the customers down, the voice, you know, but how do we control when somebody try to, you know, speak loud? I believe because there's not going to be any music outside, people should not be raising their voices. But that is something that does escapes my hands to see how they're going to be, you know, how loud they're going to talk, because some people, I'm a loud talker. I try not to do it, but I'm from the Caribbean and that's how we talk. We're going to try to mediate, and the patio is going to be closed as it's stated by 10 p.m. So that way it won't bother anybody that's sleeping late at night.
So the hours on the patio are until 10 p.m.
Correct.
Okay.
I have another question. Have you reached out to your neighbors to talk to them and let them know what your new idea, your new brand is going to be? I mean,
No.
not that you have to, but just
No. We want to, but we don't have an opening date yet. The first step was getting the change of DBA approved. We're still making some, well, there still needs to be a hiring process. I have met with the suppliers and we're still on the works. I do plan that we might be able to open for December 1st if the name of the change of DBA is approved. We're gonna take this weeks to try and hire new employees, train them so that we're gonna be able to open. And before that, obviously for the new opening, we're gonna invite the neighbors. We're gonna try and see if they're comfortable with the idea.
That's a great idea.
I think it's a good idea. You heard how, you know, this particular neighborhood council, you know, sent a really nice letter, you know, regarding that other business. And I think that I think it'd be a good idea for you to create a positive relationship with your neighbors.
Agreed.
Try and be neighborly, you know?
Yep, I've already spoken with the neighboring businesses, and they're thrilled with the new idea.
So Derek, there's absolutely no live entertainment.
Outside? No, and
No,
I don't.
inside.
My plan right now, Commissioner Cade, is to only have the TVs and the radio or Apple Music, I don't know how you want to call it, on the small speakers. That is my plan. I don't plan on having any live singers on site.
Well, what does your entertainment license say? I think is where Commissioner Cade is going. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but if you're allowed, are you currently allowed to have live entertainment?
Yes, I am, but
Yeah.
I do not plan to have it, not in the near future, not right now. If I were, should I come to the commission and I don't plan anytime soon, but if in the future the opportunity arises, should I come to the licensing board and notify you?
Well, if you already have live entertainment on your entertainment license, there'd be no need to come back before us.
As long as it doesn't disturb the noise ordinance, understood.
Yeah, and I think Mr. Crespo, you know, it's nice to go to the neighboring businesses, but you really, I think to the other commissioner's point, is you really want to make contact with those neighbors, right? Because they're going to, you know, be very important for you to align with. So you don't, you know, you're not faced with coming back and forth to us. So I think that's really an integral part of it, is to make sure you touch base with the neighbors.
Understood.
You know, the Girlis Drive folks.
Yep, I'll definitely before we open and for the opening night, we are gonna invite them and we're gonna try and establish a friendly relationship.
Okay, very good. That'll serve you well.
It
Right,
certainly
that'd be a
will.
good idea. Any other questions from the commissioners?
Have you
Derek-
filed your, oh, go ahead, Maria.
I'm sorry, Commissioner. Derek, are you gonna have any televisions out on your patio?
No, not at all.
Okay,
Televisions are gonna be inside on the bar and where there always have been.
okay, thank you.
Did you
Yeah,
file your
Commissioner,
DBA? with the
just to
clerk?
let you know, their entertainment, they don't have an entertainment license that includes the patio. Patrons can go out there and
Okay.
eat, but there's no entertainment. out.
Thank you.
Derek, did you file your DBA change with the clerk's office?
The clerk's office, no, I thought only I had to do it with the licensing commission.
I think you need to go visit the clerk's office about a DBA change for the business.
Okay, I will go to the clerk's office
Yeah.
good morning. Because I'm out of town right now, so Monday
That's fine.
morning.
Yeah.
Any other questions? No,
It's good luck.
right? Yeah.
Good luck.
Well, I'd like to make a motion to approve the change of DBA for Delicias Restaurant and Catering Corporation, DBA Delicias Restaurant to Khan's Food and Drinks located at 1333 Boston Road. Derek Crespo, Manager of Record.
Second,
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Well, good luck, Derek.
Thank you.
Good luck.
We hope not
Good
to
luck,
see you
Derek.
here
Yes.
again.
Well, you might, I don't know if I have to be here, but you might, I need to send the renewal, so I don't know if I need to be here for the vote or.
No,
No, you don't.
You don't have to, we don't want to see you here again.
And I agree. I like you all, but I don't want to see you here again.
just make sure you get that in by the 30th.
The only place where I would like to see you is to come and have some burgers and some drinks at the restaurant.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good
Have a
night,
great night.
Derek.
Take
All right.
care.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Going back to informational hearings, Black Buddha Associates, DBA The Zone located at 90 Worthington Street. Pedro Cruzado, Manager of Record for an incident of September 27th, 2022. There's an email received regarding a video on social media.
Okay, Madam Chairwoman, if I may, and they're starting to run together, but I believe that, and Barry, you can help me with this. I believe that in fact, there was a call from the establishment reporting the incident. So candidly, I just want to confirm that. Is that correct, Barry?
It is, call was made about 1 minute prior to the shot spotter activation and the shots fired calls.
Okay, all right. So it seems to me, Madam Chairwoman and the rest of the commissioners, that in fact, the zone on this particular occasion did the right thing in terms of reaching out to the police to report the incident.
Was that the issue that they did not? Is that why they're here?
No, I think, well, and again, I'm a little foggy, but I believe that this was the email that was, I mean, the video that was on social media, on Facebook, that highlighted a fight that was happening within the zone. And as a result, we received a letter or an email informing us of that. And the concern was, this is what's happening in the zone, and was it reported? And I think that was the impetus for an informational hearing.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay, so how do we move forward from this?
So I think it was just purely for information, right?
Information.
That in fact, the zone, there's no violations that need to occur because they did do the right thing and call. So while the individual who sent the email, obviously had no knowledge that that the zone had called. What we know from Officer Delamarta is that they in fact did what they were supposed to do, and that was to report it out. So I don't think any further, in answer to your question, Madam Chairwoman, I don't think there's anything else that needs to be done.
Okay. Mr. Cruzado, if I may, just make sure that, anytime that there's an incident, that you do make that call to avoid any situations or even avoid having to coming back here. Okay?
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good one. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you, Attorney Kelly.
Okay, so the new business. The discussion regarding new license type, annual fee for the Farmer Series pouring permit. I giggle because we said
Still on the agenda.
We got to keep it on. Listen, I think we stay at the $500 mark for purposes of renewals, and then revisit it. I mean, the challenge is, right, is if we attempt to change at this point, right, we allowed them to maybe we shortchanged the city, well, not intentionally, but I think $500, we keep it at $500, and they're the only permit that, wait a minute, they're the only Farmer Series pouring permit, I believe, that we have.
Yeah.
So we'll keep it at the $500. So I don't think we need to take a vote on it. I think additionally, you did that before, and we will keep the current amount. So they can renew. Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense. Okay. And Madam Chairwoman, if I can just address old business. I think we can take this under old business. So as you saw, we received a letter from Attorney Weiner regarding Class Auto Sales and Main Auto Sales. So I had the pleasure of going back to 2019 when we first heard this, and re-listened to the audio from it. And it appears, although Attorney Weiner's letter states that, in fact, it was dismissed, it wasn't dismissed. And my response to him that I didn't send, and I'm glad I didn't, because I stand corrected to some extent, is that it was continued generally. That's what in fact happened. I believe Commissioner Cade spoke to him about going to small claims and seeing what happens there and then to return. So in terms of the commission, and I think someone else correctly pointed out during that hearing, and I can't remember who it was, is that, you know, the commission is not charged with the authority to return money or make a person whole, but we were more concerned, and our only concern actually is his license, right? And in fact, what if he did the right thing and if he violated any state or local laws with respect to his license as a result of not refunding this money. So I did take a look at the judgment, and it appears that it was a default judgment, meaning that the licensee didn't appear and the clerk magistrate issued a default judgment and actually gave them triple damages based on a 93A claim, right? A consumer protection claim, which allows for treble damages when it's deemed that that 93A was violated. So that happened. So I haven't had an opportunity today to speak with Attorney Weiner, but I'm not sure what the impetus is for him wanting to come back, other than because our concern would solely be focused on, there's an allegation that the odometer reading was changed and that the Mr. Burby, I think that's his last name, was not given a warranty in violation. But you know, it's a catch-22, right? If in fact they come back and the commission decides to suspend them, I don't know how they get their $10,000 that they were awarded by a court if in fact they're shut down, right? So I will reach out to him tomorrow just to get additional information with respect to how he wants to proceed. But candidly, I don't really see a reason for them to come back. The other challenge is this, that Class Auto is currently still licensed, but Main, wait one second.
Street Auto.
Main Auto, however, I just want to make sure if I'm not reversing them. But Main Auto Sales, whoever was the individual, and I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me. I don't have the complaint in front of me. Who sold Mr. Burby this car is actually not a licensee that's currently licensed, right? So he sued both Class and Main Auto, but they are two separate entities. It sounds like they were housed in the same building, but they are two separate entities. I do know that. So the party that he actually sued, we no longer license. So that's another challenge, I think, to revisiting it. So it's not quite an issue of race judicata because you guys in fact said that you would come back and revisit it, or you continued it generally back in 2019. But let me get more specifics about what he's actually aiming to do at this point.
Okay. Well, thank you for the research.
Oh, you're welcome. It's good. Listen, a lawyer is only as good as their paralegals. Believe that. Believe that.
And lucky you that you have Anna and Nicole there.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Absolutely. And also, Madam Chairwoman, if I could just reintroduce, I know Attorney Poe has been on for the last couple of hearings. But I wanted to let everyone know, and I will appear here and there, but primarily from this point forward, it's going to be primarily Attorney Poe. And with that, so if decisions are made and you guys have letters that need to go out or cease and desist need to go out, or the commission has ruled for a suspension on a particular licensee, Attorney Poe will be your immediate contact with respect to those matters and any research, legal research regarding the License Commission. I know we're looking tomorrow at John Deere, who I guess for years had a Class 2 license, but hasn't since COVID. So we're going to explore whether or not, I believe they're required to have a Class 2 and that they're selling the parts and selling motor vehicles, right? Because a vehicle is anything with a motor, so it doesn't need to be a car per se. So we'll be delving into that tomorrow. And I'm trying to think of anything else that was pending. Oh, another thing, I guess we can take this under old business, just briefly though. We did come across, we're now working on a matter with 1636 North. And they're an establishment on Worthington Street that during COVID was a takeout restaurant. However, information has come to me that in fact they're serving patrons and they don't have a common vic, but there's some challenges as I've shared with Peter that we've discussed with respect to taxes. So the challenge for anyone in that building is really going to be whether or not those taxes are paid for anyone in that particular building to be allowed to renew. They can submit their paperwork, right? But they need to clear out the taxes prior to December 31st. So those are just some of the things that we're working on. Any questions?
Does Attorney Poe have city email yet?
He does not, and he will not likely have one because he is on contract and not actually a city employee. That's a good question. So, Attorney Poe, if you could provide your email address just so folks have it, where they can reach out and contact you with any questions or concerns.
Sure, it's a lot easier than it sounds. It's mpoe@mopolaw.com. So it's MPOWE at MOEPOWELAW.com.
Okay. MOEPOWELAW.
No,
I didn't get that right.
no, it's MPO. Yep, MPO, MPOWE, and at MOEPOWELAW.com.
OWE.
Got it.
Right. Okay.
Well, once again, welcome to our License Commission. We promise to be good.
I don't know about
That's
that.
asking a lot.
Madam Chair. How many attorneys have we had now?
We promise to try and end the meetings early. We can't promise it, I guess. Okay, I think that is all. Welcome, Attorney Poe. And I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn the meeting at 6:27 p.m.
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Take care.
Happy Thanksgiving.